There are behaviors every man who need to rise must adopt. You know, if you have a vision, if you want to go global in your business, in your mandate, in your purpose, aside what you do, there are belief systems, there are postures, and there are behaviors that you need to adopt. One time, I saw the library of one of the biggest comedian in my country. And I'm like, damn, I thought this man is a comedian, but what has it to do with all these books? But later on, I realized that it doesn't matter what your vision is. It doesn't matter what your mandate, your call, your purpose is. There is a mindset required for global visibility. You don't just go global as a comedian because you are cracking funny jokes. No matter how skilled, how hardworking, how talented you are, your mindset places a limit as to what you can have. There are people who are putting in so much effort in their work, so much effort in what they do, but they do not pay this price of behavioral transformation. So they don't get to attract the right thing to grow, because you need to be very magnetic, especially for someone who is rising from a place of nobody. You need to be very magnetic to attract everything you need to advance. So these behaviors is what we'll be talking about, the behavior of kings. Because you need to grow into your kingship in order for you to rise in purpose, whether as a musical artist, as a whatever, as a public speaker. Number one is your posture. Let me tell you, when you walk into a room, in the first 5 seconds, people have already categorized you, you have been judged. There is already a conclusion that people have in their mind about who you are. They are not sitting down there calculating who is this guy. It's instinct. Nobody is consciously thinking where you stand, but their instinct already determine who you are. And everything you say or do is going to be judged by their conclusion of who you are. This is where we come into the door of perception. Now, you must be able to write that narrative. You must carry yourself in such a way that when people perceive you, this is going to be their conclusion of who you are. Their conclusion of who you are must align with who you want them to believe that you are. This is where you carry yourself in such a manner that people look at you and at once understand that this is a king. And believe me, perception is reality. That perception is what will determine the opportunities that comes to you. Yes, it's what will determine the things that comes to you. The moment they conclude that, oh, it's one low value individual, opportunities will not come to you. You will not magnet high value friends, or you will not be able to network in a high value way, and opportunities will not come. But the moment you walk in and you signal high value, you will begin to magnet opportunities. So you must walk into every room like you own it. When you sit, sit as if that chair is an extension of the ones in your home. Sit comfortably. The second thing is be comfortable in silence. Stop trying to prove yourself. Sometimes be the quiet one who is listening. Sometimes in a public gathering, when people speak, many a times it is not just to contribute to what is going on, it is to it is to what is the language to use here now? Many of the case they are trying to make themselves visible. They are trying to give the people a perception of who they are, and them trying to give the people a perception of who they are is signaling that they are not truly what they claim they are, because the highest form of power is silence. Yes, they are. So when you stay calm, it makes you look grounded. It makes people perceive you as one who is so secure on who he is that he doesn't need to announce it. You just stay calm, detached, and focused. When you are in a room, you must have that calm, detached, but focused, which means you are not in your head thinking, what do people think about me here? Who know? You are just focused on what is going on and seeing what you can learn from maybe there is someone speaking, seeing what you can learn. This is how kings rule. You must have this habit. I was watching a video and Bishop James was on an interview with some other guy. You needed to see the level of focus at which Bishop James was looking at the guy who was asking him questions. He was so focused in the moment. He wasn't there in his head judging how am I going to answer this question to sound intelligent. No. No. This is the way of king. Silent. Silence. And then you focus but detach. You must have this vibe. You must be complete in you. And you see, you must need nothing. Neediness is a repelling energy. When you approach anything from a place of need, you repel that thing. So you must be complete, lacking nothing. Then everything you engage in, you have the energy to attract that thing. Because a complete man must be made complete. So everything that you need to complete you will keep attracting it. Habit, your posture. You must banish neediness, anxiety, and learn to stay detached. Operate from a place of detachment. Great men often operate from a place of detachment. They are not in their head thinking what to think about them. They are just focused on the moment, observing and seeing what they can learn. By so doing, they control outcomes.